Are you completely exhausted of manifesting your specific person or manifesting a desire of yours with the law of assumption? Like, you're completely drained. You tried everything. It's been a year, it's been months, it's been weeks. You have visualized, you have been on top of your mental diet. You have been persistent. You have tried everything and you're so exhausted, and all that you hear from everyone is like, you need to persist, you need to be persistent, you need to be persistent, and it must be your self-concept, it must be this, you must be doing something wrong. Are you tired of all of this? Well, this video is definitely for you. Hello everybody, my name is Nia, and on this channel I love to talk about my personal experiences with the law of assumption, the laws of the universe, metaphysical concept, the science behind it, and so much more. And on Patreon we reiterate on this, and we have challenges and extra videos where I go deeper into this topic once a week. The link is down below. But now let's get started with today's video without further ado, and let's talk about if you are exhausted of manifesting. This is, in my opinion, what you should do. This is what I've always been doing in the years that got me so far, because I do believe in effortless manifestation, and this has a lot to do in actuality with persistence, but is interpreted in a different way. And I also will quote the work of Florence Scovel-Shinn, which you guys know I love and adore her. I do agree with a lot of the things that she says, and so I will give you some information about what she has to say about this very thing when you are exhausted of manifesting something. Now, let's talk about exhaustion very briefly. When you are exhausted with manifesting something, now I do understand that many people like to say you're doing something wrong, you cannot be exhausted of affirming, you think all day long. Yes, we do think all day long. Yes, we should be on top of our mental diet, and I am sure that the majority of people that are exhausted, they have been on top of their mental diet. Sometimes it has nothing to do with the fact of what you're doing. It has more to do, and I believe that the majority of people are actually persistent in their manifestation. I actually do believe that they're not doing anything wrong, quote unquote, of all these other coaches. They're not. They're actually following to the T what they're saying. But essentially what you guys have to understand is that we manifest who we are. Everything in our reality is, unfortunately, I didn't create this rule. Now let me tell you, when I go back on earth, like on heaven or whatever they are, I'm gonna go to the office, to the big man or to the big woman, the goddess, the divine mother, father, I'm gonna tell you, we need to change this fucking rule. Well, oops, we need to change the rules, because we had enough that everything is our reflection, just to understand that we are all gods of our reality. Can we please move on and create different laws? Thank you. I promise you guys, I'll do this for you. I think we should all do this. However, I didn't create the rules, and the rules are what they are right now in the universe. And so everything that we experience is a reflection of who we are internally, because spiritually speaking, it's all for learning that there is nothing outside of ourselves and that everything is internal. First Hermetic principle in the Kabbalion is written, everything is mind, which is the principle of mentalism. The universe is consciousness, everything is mind. So when you are exhausted with your manifestation, unfortunately, I believe many people do this on an unconscious level. You don't understand that you are exhausted because you're trying to make something work, which also Neville Goddard talked about. If you're trying to make the law work, if you're trying to get something, even if you're doing everything correctly, even if you are being on top of your mental diet, you are doing self-concept, you're doing everything that these coaches are telling you. However, you are exhausted because you are not sitting in a state of being the person that is the person that has already what she or he or they want. And so you're exhausted because unconsciously you're trying to manifest. You are in the process of, I'm manifesting, I'll get this, and put it however you want. If you believe in resistance, this creates tons of resistance, or if you don't believe in resistance, whatever, it's not working, so stop it. Like, I mean, I don't understand this entire concept that coaches are telling you to persist, but it's the definition of insanity. Because if you have been persisting into something that for weeks, or let's say more, months or years, it's not working, it means it's not working out for you. You need to change it, because otherwise you're doing the same thing, expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. It's not what Florence Scovel Shinn, Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard meant when they meant living in persistence of the wish fulfill. I don't believe that. For some people, persisting in this way does not work, so stop it and make it a lot easier for you, okay? Now, sometimes persistence pays off for some manifestation, and some people are very successful with just affirming, persisting. And I mean, I had some manifestation where that was the key and that was the method. But for some other things, because the law is very incoherent, it depends on our subconscious programming, it depends on what we are saying in our mind. For some things, sometimes persistence is not working, like we are just banging our head on the wall. So this is what you should do instead, in my opinion. If you believe, and I hope you do, I really do, if you believe in manifestation, I assume that you believe in infinite intelligence, you believe in the quantum field, you believe that we're spiritual being having a human experience. Otherwise, I mean, you wouldn't even be into manifestation. So my opinion is that if you are exhausted, you've been trying so hard to make this manifestation work and it's not coming about, stop doing anything that you're doing. Stop affirming, stop working on your self-concept. That is already being created. Stop it. Drop it. You need mental rest first and foremost, and then do this, which I'm going to read from Florence Scovel Shinn. Leave it up to God. Leave it up to infinite intelligence. Just, this is what I do when I feel exhausted, because sometimes things have to get worse. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. It's not my assumption. Sometimes it does happen. It's not a tragedy. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. It's not your fault. You're not doing anything wrong. Be gentle with yourself. You know what I do? I always been doing this, even prior to reading Florence Scovel Shinn. I leave it up to God. I literally say, you know what? I'm exhausted. I refuse to put effort for my manifestation. Manifestation should be easy. Manifestation should be fun and should be effortless. And if I am feeling exhausted, this is not fun anymore. Hence, I ain't doing this anymore. And I don't care whether my mind is manifesting anyway. I perfectly know that my mind is manifesting anyway. Do you know what I don't believe even stronger? That God is more powerful. That my inner God is more powerful than any of my unconscious thought. Is more powerful than any obstacles. It's more powerful than any negative thoughts that I could have in my mind. So I don't need to micromanage my thoughts that much. You know what? I'm gonna ask directly to God, which is in me. And I'm gonna say, you know what? God, you juggle the situation. You handle it out for me, because I know you can, and I know all my obstacles will be vanished and removed, because there is nothing which is more powerful than Mother, Father, Goddess. There is nothing that is more powerful than infinite intelligence, and I rely on my faith, and I know that I will get what I want without effort and without me having to micromanage my thoughts. God, you juggle the situation now. I'm done. I am sorry about that. I am removing myself from the situation. You handle it. And do you know what? When you release it up to infinite intelligence, you are in perfect harmony with the working of the law. Even Florence said this. And I love this affirmation. I'm in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I stand aside and allow infinite intelligence to make easy and successful my ways. This is my favorite, one of my favorite affirmations from Florence Scovel Shinn, because in times of exhaustion, in times of desperation, tiredness, where we feel that we're losing all hope, banging and trying harder makes it harder, because whatever you focus on, persist. Drop it. Drop it. Just be free, be happy, be joyful within yourself, knowing that you're protected, knowing that God is within you and God can demolish any seemingly obstacle. And sometimes things get, yes, it's true, they get worse before they get better, but they indeed do get better when you allow infinite intelligence to make easy and successful your way. And this is one of my favorite methods when I personally get exhausted, because I'm human, I get exhausted myself sometimes. You know, we're humans, we want what we want. And you know, sometimes I became very, very good at manifesting. Like, I've manifested things in less than 24 hours. I'm even surprised about how good I I've become, but I do remember the times of struggle. I never will forget them, and I do remember that every single time, because again, I'm human, that I do struggle, I allow God to enter the situation, infinite intelligence, source, universe, call it however you want, your subconscious mind, does not matter. And it always gets better when I do this, especially in times of exhaustion. Now, to reiterate a little bit this topic, I just want to quote Florence Scovel Shinn. By the way, I'm reading from The Secret Door to Success, which is one of her famous book, After the Game of Life and How to Play It, again, from Florence Scovel Shinn. And I'm going to read it. A woman came to me with a complication of affairs. She's just giving an example. I said to her, let God juggle the situation. It clicked. Because sometimes you just have to find that one affirmation that clicks for you. She took the affirmation, I now let God juggle the situation. Almost immediately, she rented a house which had been vacant for a long time. So this woman was trying so hard to let the house rented to resolve her financial situation. And when she dropped it, she dropped this exhaustion. She dropped trying so hard to get something. And she said, you know what, God, you're more powerful. Because even Jesus, whether you believe in the historical figure of Jesus or not, it does not matter. But in the Bible, Jesus says, me and my Father are one. So yes, true, God is your subconscious mind, is within you. However, my Father is bigger than I. And what is the I? The I is the ego mind. The I is your identification. So yes, true, you are God of your reality, but sometimes I feel that people think that their ego, their little I, is God of their reality. It's not. God of your reality is bigger than you. And sometimes you just have to do, like, that's the part of you, the part of God that does the work. So you should just get out of the way and allow that inner, beautiful, divine part of you to do the work for you. Let God juggle every situation. For when you try to juggle the situation, when your ego is trying to, and I do visualization, and I do affirmation, and I'm being on top of my mental diet, I'm doing everything correctly, like, you're not even having fun anymore. You're just like doing homework that some coaches told you to do, and you're so like, I'm gonna do this. It's just, that's, guys, manifestation is a lot easier than that. It's natural. It's who you are. You were born as a manifestation machine, in my humble opinion. Obviously, if this doesn't resonate with you, I'm only telling you about my personal experience. It's just my humble opinion. Okay, so let's not argue in the comment section about it. So I let God juggle every situation. From when you try to juggle the situation, you drop all the balls. In my question and answer classes, I will be asked, how do you let God juggle a situation? And what do you do when you say, should I not juggle it? Someone is asking to Florence. You juggle with intellect. The intellect will say, which is the ego mind, times are hard, it always gets worse before it gets better. No activity in real estate. My SP doesn't want me. The circumstances are so hard. I tried all of this and it just doesn't work. They're not reaching out. They're ghosting me. Whatever might be the situation. I'm having all these bills to pay. I've made investments and they went really bad. And I don't expect anything to happen at this point because I'm exhausted. That's what she's trying to say. And she replies, Florence writes, with spiritual law, there is only the now. Guys, this is this topic that I want to make a different video about. There is only the now. You keep going back and forth in your mind to the future, to the past. This has happened. They told me this. They told me that. This is going on. In spiritual law, in the infinite field of intelligence, in the quantum field, past, present, and future are in a superposition state, which means that there is only an eternal now. If you want to know the science behind the law of assumption, you can watch the replay to my webinar. The link is down below on my Etsy shop, where I explain to you how quantum physics works and the cubism, which is the new branch of quantum physics that, you know, I explain you in the course anyway. With spiritual law, there is only the now. Before you call, you are answered, for time and space are but a dream. You are just dreaming. This reality is just a dream, sometimes a very virtual, realistic one and painful one. However, time and space are just a dream. And your blessings is there waiting for you to release it by faith in the word. In the word of what? In your own words. Sometimes you are just exhausted because you're trying to make it work with your ego, and you're not really having faith that in fact it is already done. Let God juggle this. If it is already done, why would you affirm so strongly? If it is already done, why would you visualize so hardly? If it is already done, why it is so hard to live in your wish fulfilled? I don't believe any of this. I believe it is done. And you know what? I let it go. I let it go, but in a way, like, it's not I'm letting go of the desire. I know it's done. Therefore, like, I don't need, I refuse. Just write it down in the comment section right now. I refuse to put effort for my manifestation. My manifestations are granted because I'm God's child. Like, they are mine. They're my birthright. And they shouldn't require any damn effort. They are already mine. Then, Florence also writes, apart from God, let God juggles it, she writes, God makes a way where there is no way. Just say it. God makes a way when there is no way. You have been exhausting yourself. The circumstances are all against you. Your person doesn't want you. The money are not coming. The success is not coming. You know what? I drop it. God makes a way when there is no way. And you're just going to see the magic unfolding in your life effortlessly, in a fun way. And in the meantime, what you should do, have fun with your life. Appreciate what you have. Stay in the present moment. Do anything that makes you feel a little bit better. Do something for yourself. And it's good. Just call a friend that you really, really love and spend time with them. But being present, not thinking about your desire, not thinking I will be happy when I'll receive that. Call that friend and tell them I love you. Can we just hang out and stay present with them? That's sometimes all that it takes. Do not let other people rock your boat. No one has the power. Follow the path of wisdom and understanding, because success and abundance are just states of mind. And just follow the still voice in your mind that is telling you, if you're exhausted, sweetheart, you deserve this thing that you desire. So let me tell you what, I am God, and I'm telling you right now, not me, Naya, yourself, your inner self. You are divinely led. This is your inner self, your higher self talking to you right now. You are divinely led. I follow the right fork in the road. You are following the right fork in the road. God makes a way where there is no way. And therefore, God, you juggled the situation for me. Show me the magic. Tell God. You know, I did a video about inner conversation, which is great. But sometimes, like, talk to God. I know it sounds very religious, but talk to your subconscious mind, talk to the universe, angels, whatever you believe in. It doesn't matter. I like to call it God. Talk to God and just say, God, you work the magic now. I'm in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I stand aside and allow infinite intelligence to make easy and successful my way, because it is done, and I have faith. I have the strongest faith in my assumption, in the power of my subconscious mind, in the power of God, that God makes a way where there is no way. And I promise you guys, the burnout will vanish and you'll get what you want, because it is done. I love you and see you very soon on this channel. Remember, I have a neat course for manifesting a specific person with my formula, Patreon with extra videos, and very soon again over here. I love you guys. Bye.